to this time, it shall be said what God have wrought in your life. And I prophesy in the name of Jesus, by the hand of God, by the working of grace, by this time this year, every prophecy of God on your life, it shall manifest by fire.
Ordinary commitment will make you an ordinary person. Outstanding commitment will make you an outstanding person.
Knowledge is what sponsors what you become. Knowledge is what sponsors your freedom. Knowledge is what, and that is one thing that the church is bankrupt of today. To this time, it shall be said what God have wrought in your life. And I prophesy in the name of Jesus, by the hand of God, by the working of grace, by this time this year, every prophecy of God on your life, it shall manifest by fire.
Ordinary commitment will make you an ordinary person. Outstanding commitment will make you an outstanding person.
Knowledge is what sponsors what you become. Knowledge is what sponsors your freedom. Knowledge is what, and that is one thing that the church is bankrupt of today.
is a country located in West Africa and is well known for its rich natural resources and vibrant culture. These resources play a major role in supporting the country's economy and improving the livelihoods of its people. Natural resources such as minerals, fertile agricultural land, forests, and water bodies contribute significantly to Ghana's development. In this video, we'll explore the major natural resources of Ghana and explain how they help enhance the country's economy. One of Ghana's most valuable natural resources is minerals. The country is one of the largest producers of gold in Africa. Gold mining remains a major contributor to Ghana's economy and is one of the country's largest export industries. Besides gold, Ghana also has other important minerals such as bauxite, manganese, and diamonds. These are exported to international markets. More recently, Ghana has discovered oil and natural gas offshore, which has further strengthened the country's energy and economic sector. Agriculture is another very important natural resource sector. The country has fertile soils and a favorable climate. Ghana is one of the largest producers of cocoa in the world, and cocoa is the country's most famous agricultural export. Farmers also grow crops such as maize, cassava, yam, rice, and palm oil, providing food and income for the population. Ghana also has important water resources. One of the most significant water bodies is Lake Volta, one of the largest artificial lakes. It was created after the construction of the Akosombo Dam, which produces hydroelectric power for Ghana and neighboring countries. Water resources also support fishing industries, transportation, and irrigation for agriculture, encouraging tourism and growth. Ghana is also rich in forest resources. The country has tropical rainforests that contain valuable timber and plant species. Ghana has several protected areas such as Kakum National Park, which is famous for its canopy walkway and wildlife. These natural environments support ecotourism and conservation, protecting biodiversity and ecosystems for the future. In conclusion, Ghana is blessed with many natural resources including minerals, fertile agricultural land, water resources, and forests. With responsible management, Ghana's natural resources will continue to enhance the nation's growth and prosperity for many years to come. Thank you for watching. Continue for more with Governors Among Nations, with Pastor Success Azuka. God bless you.
According to this time, it shall be said what God has wrought in your life. And I prophesy in the name of Jesus, by the hand of God, by the working of grace, by this time next year, every prophecy of God on your life, it shall manifest by fire.
Ordinary commitment will make you an ordinary person. Outstanding commitment will make you an outstanding person.
Knowledge is what sponsors what you become. Knowledge is what sponsors your freedom. Knowledge is what, and that is one thing that the church is bankrupt of today.
Insignificant Africa. But is that really true? Now, here are the facts. Africa has a total area space larger than all of Europe, China, and the United States of America combined. Yes, it is 3 times the area of China, 3 times the area of Europe, 3 times the area of United States of America, meaning you can transplant China, Europe, and United States, and several other countries on the Africa continent, and they will fit neatly. Africa is 30.5 million square kilometers. and a youthful population of 1.3 billion inhabitants. China is 9.6 million square kilometers and 1.4 billion inhabitants. India has a total space of 3.3 million square kilometers and 1.4 billion inhabitants. Now, yet, Africa is projected as overpopulated, and pressure mounts on Africans and their leaders to depopulate. Why? Why? Now, please note, Africa is home to 60% of the world's arable land, 90% of raw material reserve, 40% of gold reserve, 33% of diamond reserve, 95% of platinum reserve, and holds the largest bauxite reserves in the world. Of course, in addition to manganese, woods, uranium, crude oil, and others. Yet, the continent is touted as the poverty capital of the world and ripe for depopulation. The question is, why? Well, President Jacques Chirac of France provides an illuminating insight. He said, "We bled Africa for 4.5 centuries. We looted their raw materials, then we told lies that the Africans are good for nothing. In the name of religion, we destroyed their culture. And after being made rich at their expense, we now steal their brains through miseducation and propaganda to prevent them from enacting black retribution against us," unquote. Well, put simply, for over 4 centuries, Africa is not in control of its resources. Look, a 2016 study of Africa by the NGO called War on Want reveals that 101 companies, mostly British, control $305 billion worth of platinum, $276 billion worth of oil, and $216 billion worth of coal at 2016 market prices. Yes, they own mines or mineral licenses in 37 African countries and control vast swaths of Africa's land, 4 times the size of the United Kingdom. Now look, Africa subsidizes the rest of the world by $32 billion annually. A 2017 report by Global Justice Now and other groups estimates that $161.6 billion enter into Africa, while $202.9 billion leave Africa almost every year. For example, in 2017, Africa received a total of $19.7 billion in aid, but paid back $18 billion in debt repayments. Debt burden is killing Africa. African governments have borrowed between 25 and 75% of their GDP, but with little or nothing to show for it. Africans in the diasporas remit not less than $32 billion annually, but multinational companies siphon $32.4 billion in profits and illicit financial outflows. Look, an estimated $29 billion are stolen via illegal logging, fishing, and poaching annually. How can any continent, country, or people accumulate and sustain wealth, growth, and prosperity with such statistics? That's a great question. Well, look, hopefully, now you know your Africa better. Edmund Mbiaka once wrote, "Peace of mind always comes with knowing who you truly are, where you currently stand, where you positively need to be, and strongly believing in its possibility." Africa needs to control its resources, no doubt. For productive, patriotic, and effective leadership, we need our best and ablest citizens with fortified character in local, state, and federal governments. This must be given utmost consideration in upcoming elections across Africa. Let me say it once more. Our problem is not the age of our leaders, but unfortified character. It is your responsibility to protect and defend your Africa. The starting point is to educate and transform the mindset of our leaders and peoples. Look, the least you can do is to assist with ensuring that this message reaches every African. Slavery destroyed us. Religion divided us. Ignorance controls us. And truth scares us. With these retrogressive forces, Africa will remain a dark continent. So we must renew our minds. Please share this video in support of my efforts at reconstructing Africa through mindset transformation. You see, together, we will reconstruct Africa and take charge of our destiny. For who controls Africa controls the world. I thank you. Who controls Africa controls the world.